Hey guys!
Hi!
Right now we are in Mison, which is the World Heritage Site, not far away from Hoi An.
Yeah.
40 kilometers with the scooter.
So yeah, it took over a good hour with the scooter to get here. We decided to come by ourselves instead of a tour.
There are tours being offered, like, you know, the typical Riviera in the city and so forth. But yeah, we took a ride because we just wanted to have our own time schedule here.
Because we thought we would take longer than the tour, which is not the case.
Yeah.
It's indeed not as big.
And excuse if you're like out of breath the whole time and sweating because it's super hot.
It is 36 degrees and we're dying.
The Mison Sanctuary dates from the 4th to the 13th century CE. It's located in the mountainous area of central Vietnam, about 1 hour away from Hoi An by car or scooter. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it housed more than 70 Hindu temples built during the Champa Kingdom. The Cham people were a Hindu civilization and predated the country of Vietnam during a time of tribes, kingdoms and small settlements. The Mison Sanctuary was one of the most important sites of the civilization and served as a place of worship with Shiva as its primal god. This place is often described as Vietnam's Angkor Wat, and you can easily see and feel the resemblance. An almost forgotten civilization, its ruins hidden away in the mountains and jungles. The vibrant red bricks of the ancient temples stand out strikingly against the lush green landscape, creating a breathtaking scene that captivates anyone, whether you're a history enthusiast or not. After driving 1 hour on our scooter, we walked through the visitor center of Mison towards the electric cars, which would bring us further into the site. Even if you're not part of a tour group just like us, use the cars as the sanctuary is still a bit away and the road offers almost no shade in the burning heat. There are several different grounds to look around, and depending on the time you visit, you might catch one of the traditional Cham dance performances. These 50-minute shows are held several times throughout the day, and you can check online when the next one is up. The sanctuary is divided into temple ground clusters with different letters. The group B, C, D is arguably the most important and best preserved one in Mison. Dedicated to the god Shiva, the temples contain intricate carvings and sculptures depicting deities, celestial dancers, and various mythological scenes. The temples were used for religious ceremonies, including rituals and offerings. You will notice most tourists walking around this place, and you can even go into some of the structures. Inside the inner sanctum, you can find a Yoni pedestal representing the Hindu goddess Shakti. This area contains the best preserved structures, and as we think, the most beautiful ones too. As you walk further towards Temple Group G, you will notice how most of the structures have been damaged or completely destroyed, leaving only the foundations. By the 19th century, the temple complex was largely forgotten and only rediscovered by the French during their colonial rule over Vietnam. The French studied, restored and reconstructed parts of the site. This was until the Vietnam or American War in the late 1960s. When the Americans carpet-bombed most of the complex, reducing almost all temples which stood for centuries to dust and rubble. Most of the damage was done in only 1 week of heavy bombing. The Group A complex was hit especially hard. It was the tallest and most impressive structure in Mison, and also the most important temple for the Cham people. Today almost nothing of its former glory remains, even though Complex A appears huge with a gorgeous mountainous backdrop here. Quite fitting, since the name Mison means beautiful mountain in Vietnamese. What you see here has, like all the other structures, been restored with many initiatives like the Indian-Vietnamese cooperation here at Group A. Thanks to these efforts, we are able to walk through these structures again and see what these temples might have looked like centuries ago. To this day, you find bomb holes all over the complex, like the ones around Group F. These structures here are among the oldest, but due to problems arising during excavation, restoration efforts had to be halted. This temple here, for example, remains supported with beams and a roof against sun and rain until a solution is found. We truly enjoyed our time here and would have spent even more if it just hadn't been so hot and humid that day. On the way out, we still passed one of the buildings where many relics and decorative pieces are stored and categorized. Also, some of the bombshells are stored here. We also passed by the museum next to the parking lot, which contains much more historical information on the temples, relics and figures, how the excavation and restoration process is going, and maps of other important sites around Vietnam. So we spent here a good 1.5 hours right now in the pure sun. It's quite horrible, to be honest.
It's
just
really harsh.
The sun is like really making it less enjoyable, we have to say, because we're big fans of ruins. We're big fans of the deep history,
Archaeological,
and deep
sites.
history of countries, and just to know more about these places. But it is quite exhausting, to say the least.
Also, it made us doubt if a little bit it was worth it to come in this heat. We mean. So yeah, 90% actually of the grounds were destroyed during the war by bombs.
Indeed, but we can see that through initiatives and corporations, a lot of sites are being rebuilt at the moment or have been rebuilt partially. This was with different kind of initiatives. We see, for example, India playing a part in that, which makes sense because there's a Hindu site.
It's a Hindu temple site, which you can see in the details. Not much is visible anymore.
Yeah, you see like statues of Shiva, for example, but of course missing like limbs or whatever.
Yeah, it's sad how much got destroyed. You can even see a few bumps, right?
Indeed, like bomb holes which have been marked also. So it is very interesting, but sad at the same time.
But so yeah, if you're interested in these things like us, we do recommend to come earlier. We saw already people leaving the moment we arrived, so they did an early morning, probably at 5 o'clock. I guess we should have done that too.
Well, the thing is, we knew that it's going to be bad because if you look at the weather forecast, from 9 o'clock it's almost 30 degrees. So it's like at 30 degrees and it just doesn't go down. So it really doesn't matter if you come at 9 or at 12 or at 3, it's just horrible.
And as from Belgium and Germany, we're really not used to this kind of heat.
I'm generally speaking bad in warm weather, like I can't handle the heat as well.
What are we doing in Asia? No kidding.
This trip was our last activity here in central Vietnam. And we will see you next time when we will be exploring Ho Chi Minh City, aka Saigon.